Everything started at home with my mother and my father. He used to beat my mother. Like, he used to beat her like a man. And my mother used to lock herself in the bathroom, and I watched this growing up. And I didn't know what to do as a kid, so I grew up with a lot of anger. And I didn't know how to deal with it, so I was a troubled child in school, in the street, and growing up, I didn't know what to do. I was in school, and I couldn't learn because I was always thinking about my mother being punched in the face, my mother being cursed at, called the B word. My stepfather didn't take care of the house. We lived like really poor. And to be honest with you, I wasn't happy. I would go to sleep and it was like nasty. My stepfather didn't take care of us that good. He did what he could, like there were roaches in the house, rats, and I used to, I grew up like really, really angry at him. And he would try to tell me, go to school, do this, do that, but he wasn't taking care of the house. So I said, look, since you can't do it, I'm gonna mix myself with a crowd that knows how to do it, how to make money. So I started mixing with the people who were in the street selling drugs. Because most of my family, they were drug addicts, they were dope dealers, heavy dope dealers, and they were notorious killers. So growing with them, that's all I learned. I didn't learn how to use a tool. I didn't learn how to use a computer. I didn't want to know nothing but to sell drugs and get high because the way that I dealt with my problems was being high. I had to be high. And when I was high, I forgot about my problems. I forgot about my mother. I forgot about everything. And that's the way that I lived my life for a long time. They consider me an alcoholic, a drug addict. I went to jail. I went through drug rehab programs that did nothing for me. And, I was nothing. I was just a drug addict. That's all I was.
So you came to the FGU how? By what means?
I came because my mother was actually coming, and she invited me, and a bunch of other people here that are here now, they invited me. And I was sitting down in a chair, with all my problems, all my addictions, and I didn't want to change. I didn't want to do nothing. All I wanted to do was just get high, and this person came to me and invited me. And the way that this person invited me made me feel special. And I accepted the invitation. So I started coming to the group. I learned that the way that I was, the character that I had, the way that I used to speak, that everything that I ever learned in life was wrong. And I learned that I had to start my life all over again. And it took me almost a year and a half in the group to actually to learn that I had to start a new life.
Were you sort of skeptical by first coming to the youth group?
Yeah, I didn't want to be part of this group. This group was phony, and to me, when I first came here, I saw it as a joke. I saw it as a bunch of kids getting together and doing nonsense. And that's because I didn't understand the value of the things that were being done that could actually help somebody start a new life. And that's what I really wanted so bad.
So to all those who are here, if you can give one piece of advice to them, what will you tell them?
Take a step back and talk to yourself and say to yourself like this: self, do I want a new life or do I want to continue in the situation that I'm in? Because if you do that and you step back and you see that, you're going to see that you're the one that needs to change and not the group. The group is going to keep doing what they're doing. And when you actually say to yourself, self, I really need to change, you're going to look at everything with a different view. And when you open your heart like that, you're going to see that you need to change. And those people there, they're going to help you change. They're going to talk to you. And whatever your problem is, you can solve it here. And just embrace what they're doing and support it.